What's up YouTube? Kevin Wolford123. There's a motorbike going past outside and the dog is very confused. Yeah, excuse the camera angle. I don't know. I'm having to look at the screen, which is me there, which is a habit that I have, which is quite bad, where I'm trying to look at a person, but instead of looking at the camera, I look at myself when I talk, because it seems weird. It's kind of a weird thing when you talk to yourself when there's no one in the house. But yeah, losing track of where I was. Pickups. It's a pickup video. Excuse the light as well, like this ridiculous light. It's just behind. So I have to work around it. I've put the blind down, but it's just now turned into like a bright white light. But yes, so I hope everybody is well. Pickups. PlayStation pickups. So I had a PS4 originally, day one edition. I don't know if it's called that. The Xbox was called day one, but I had it from day one. And yeah, I looked at the Pro and I was like, I'm in an ahhing about it, thinking should I get one. I didn't really want to spend out the extra money, and the trade-in value of the old one versus the new one, there's my phone, wasn't, yeah, it was alright, but it wasn't that great. So anyway, I had the Zelda amiibo, which you might remember on a pickup video before. So I had the 5 Breath of the Wild and 3 others, so 8. And I used them all in game, finished Zelda, and then they just sat on the shelf. So I thought I might as well sell them. Looked on eBay and they're going for a mental price. They're going for stupid amounts of money. I think it worked out like the 5 opened amiibo of the Breath of the Wild was like £130. It was mental anyway. So it was a stupid amount of money, and I was like, what should I do? And I thought, you know what? I'm after a Pro. I thought about getting the Pro, so I thought if I sell them, I can get one. So I put them on eBay and they sold within minutes, the whole lot. Sold all 5. One person bought 2 lots. Yeah, so I had to send them all special delivery, obviously, because to cover the value. But yeah, they bought the lot. So I'm not really, what people say about resellers and stuff like that. I don't really class that as reselling as such. Like, they're not buying everything to sell it. It's just that I've got my use out of it, so there's no point me just keeping it to sit on the shelf. Like, all these games I'll play, and all the games there I'll play, and, all the games down there I'll play. But if they're just sitting there and they're not getting used, and I'm not going to use them again because I'm not going to use them in the game, I thought I might as well get rid of them. And it always, for the money I got, I could always buy them back in the future. So anyway, to shut up, I sold them. I made enough to buy a Pro. So I got myself a Pro. This is just the box course. Pro's over there. Yeah, so I got the Pro. And yeah, so the Pro ended up costing 80 quid, basically. The amiibos cost £80. Sold them all, made enough to buy a Pro, which I think is mental. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll probably buy them back. When they get them all back in stock again, it will be cheaper, so they'll be down to £10 again. I'll just buy them back at a later date. But the original 80 quid that I put towards the amiibo in the first place, that was from trading games. So it basically cost me nothing in cash. I didn't have to pay anything else, so it's good. That light is really annoying, so I'm sorry if you're watching this. So yeah. Then I got my PS4, my original PS4, and sold that. And it went to Retronic Collector. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Retronic Collector. He bought the console off me. And with that cash, I bought some games. And he's now got a PS4 and he's happy. And he's, back to PS4 gaming. And yeah, I got some games. So these are the games I got. So I got... I'm sure they're all brand new apart from one. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. This was 40 quid everywhere. It weren't really dropping in price at the time. It's probably about 30 now. I completed Zelda, and I what I said before to people I've talked to is I wish I played this first, then Zelda, because going from Zelda to this makes this not as special. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to knock it. It's a good game, but going from Zelda, which is like up here on terms of quality, and then going down to Horizon, it makes it, if it was the other way around, it would have felt like I got my money's worth out of this. Then went to Zelda and was like, wow. But yeah, it's a good game, great story. Another PlayStation game, so its stories are always good. The graphics are mental. On the Pro, I know it's not 4K native, it's upscaled. I don't know what the res is, I'm not going to guess actually, because I'll sound like an idiot. But yeah, it looks incredible. It's the best looking game I've seen for a long time. and that's even from PC gaming. And it's spot on. The skin and everything, the eyes, all looks good. Not like Mass Effect and stuff like that. That's a mess if you've seen that. But everything looks good. The textures, everything, brilliant, fantastic. Graphics are so good. With the Pro, this is a must. But yeah, so anyway, got that game. Finished it as well. I went on to that after Zelda and finished it. This game I haven't played yet. The Last Guardian. I was really interested in this. I liked ICO, and I liked Shadow of the Colossus, games like that. And I think it's more of the same. There you go, cover the light. And it looks interesting. And this is cheap as chips now. I think it was £18 new. But I haven't played it yet. It's weird, the box though. Like, you got your front quite bland. And then the rear, just one bit of text. Couple of pictures. Usually it's covered in text and stuff like that. It's weird. But, yeah, something I'm going to play. But I've got to get to it because I've got other games I've started playing first. But I opened it. I don't know why I did that. I should have left it sealed. And well, actually, it don't really matter, does it? I'm going to play it eventually. We'll leave that. We got this game. This one was used. It was £12, I think it was. Until Dawn. Never played it before. Heard good things. It sounded interesting. It's basically like a... You've probably heard already if you're watching this, because this is an old game. It's like a horror teen flick. And it's really cool. It's really cool so far. I can't remember how many chapters in I am, but I'm quite far in. But I don't think I'm actually getting any trophies because I think everyone that I touch dies. I'm not very good at it. I don't know if I'm doing stuff wrong, but... and I've just noticed there's a hole in the back. Didn't know that. There's a little hole in the back of it. Must have been there when it came. I don't think anything... Yeah, it's not the best condition, actually, now I look at it. It's probably why it was cheap. But, yeah, no, it's 12 quid. It's got... Yeah, it's a good game. Good game so far. But I started this. This is what I did. I started this game. Then I went on to this, which was another game I was after. Final Fantasy 15? Is XV15? If I'm wrong, sorry. This was new as well. This was like £18. So yeah, I went on to this to break it up instead of just doing the horror all the time. Because the missus wanted to watch the horror game. So I wanted to play this and I got into it. And the reason I got this, it's not an exclusive. The reason I got this was because I've got the Xbox One S. And this game looks like shite. It looks really bad on the Xbox. It's really blurry, really low resolution. And I was like, if I can have it in higher resolution, you know, sharper and smoother, might as well do that. So I got it on the Pro. And as I said, it was 18 quid. And it's fantastic so far. But again, this is what I've done. I've started a bit and gone into another one. So I started this one, got quite far in it. Well, I say quite far, quite a few hours into it. And then another game came, which I pre-ordered. And because it arrived, it took me off all of those games together. And it's Persona 5. And this is the steelbook. I think they're all steelbooks, actually. I'm not too sure. It's a fantastic game. If you played Persona 4, it's more of the same. It's really good. Really, really enjoy it. Everything that I didn't like in Persona 4, they fixed in Persona 5. I love it. And let's open it up. There we go. Artwork is fantastic. It's got artwork inside as well. And my Final Fantasy disc, because that's what I was playing before. But yeah, it's mental. So I got all these games. This was 40 quid. Got all these games with the PlayStation 4 money. So yeah, just, you know, not spending any money out. Just keep trading onwards. It's all I do. It's all I seem to do, really. But yeah, so that's fantastic. What else? I'm sure I'm missing something, and I can't remember what. I don't know. I was probably going to talk about, because I'm still here talking. I've got this as well. Yeah, there's one more thing. I think I said, I might have even put this in a video before. Doctor Strange, Steelbook. I like my Marvel Steelbooks, all them up. Well, move closer. There, all there. It's all Steelbooks. So this is the Marvel Steelbook. Really nice. With the eye of Agamotto. I can't get it right because I'm useless. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's shaped like the book. Very cool. And yeah, I was going to talk about the Scorpio, because people are on about it. Yeah, so some people are, you know, there's people that are interested in 4K, and then there's people that don't give a shit. But I'm one of them people that I like progress. So if something's sharper and clearer and smoother, I'd rather have that experience than go back to blurry. Because that's one thing. I'm going to go back to this actually. Where is it? Put it over here. You know, you get the Ps4 Pro, and you're like, yeah, all the games are going to support it, but they don't. And this game is an exclusive, and it's exclusive to Sony. I assume that it would be Pro supported, and the only thing I hear is possibly it runs slightly smoother on boost mode, but it doesn't have 4K upscaling. It doesn't even have 4K. So when you're playing it on a 4K TV, all the textures are slightly blurry, the edges are a bit jagged, and I just feel a bit like you've got the Pro, and they've got the Pro out there, but people can't be bothered to make the patches for it, so you're not getting the full experience. And I've sort of spoke to people before, and there's people who like, as I said, liked 4K. Once you play it, you kind of, when you go back, it puts you off slightly, but you do get used to it. But there's people that, don't, as I said, don't give a shit about 4K, and that they're not bothered about what it looks at all. But when, like playing the Pro and seeing Horizon, it's fantastic. It looks so good. And then going back to the Nintendo Switch that I've got, and it's a mess. It's like, because it's like 720p on a 4K TV, and it's got all the jagged edges, and Zelda, you can't, in the Legend of Zelda, like Link's face, you can't see his features because it's so bad. Unless you zoom the camera all the way close, you can't really see his features from the distance because it's so low resolution, and it kind of puts you off. But you do get used to it. I mean, you carry on the game, and then you forget about it altogether once you're in the game. But at the beginning, you're like, what? And it's I don't know, I sound like a snob now. Why have I left that cupboard open? That was a missus, I think. Annoying. But yes, so it's like with PC gaming. You play. I played some Lego games because Mrs. likes Lego games on the Xbox, and we never thought about it. And then we went onto the PC and played them in 4K, proper 4K, native 4K, and it's crisp and perfect and looks so good. Like you're there, it looks really clear. And then you go back to the Xbox and you're like, what is this mess? And that's kind of like how I am now. I feel spoilt by the technology. And that's going on to the Scorpio. The Scorpio looks the bollocks, and apparently I've just seen comments and stuff, people saying it's 6 teraflops, but has I don't know what the word would be. It has like, it almost is the power of 12 teraflops, but the way it handles things, and they're just, the people that were reviewing it, I think it was Digital Foundry and Eurogamer, basically saying it's the nuts. And I saw the games that were older, like not older, but like released quite recent, running at 4K native with not upscale, with native 4K and the textures added in, and it looked crystal clear. And I'm like, that's good. So I don't get why people, feel like 4K isn't a thing. I mean, it's nice. It is really nice. Once you use it, it's hard to go back. But the system looks good, and it's just, the other thing that's annoying me is the PlayStation fanboys. Like, I'm on loads of forums because I play everything. I've got Xbox, I play everything. So you go on Nintendo forums, you go on the Sony forums, you go on the Xbox forums, and the Nintendo are by far the worst people. They're really quite bitter, and I'm not saying everyone is, because obviously I like Nintendo as well, but a lot of them on the forums are quite bitter. And if you say, "Oh, I've got PlayStation 4," they're like, I haven't said that, but people just attack them, and they're like, "Well, we've got the best games" and stuff like that. And if people diss the graphics or whatever, which, you're always welcome to. It's your opinion, and you're allowed to say it. And if something's not, up to scratch, you should be able to say it. With all the damaged Switches and that are out there, people say it, and people just get attacked for it, and I find it nasty. And then second is the PlayStation people. So first of all, it was the PlayStation 4 come out and the Xbox came out, and they were like, well, the Xbox isn't strong enough, the graphics are everything, PlayStation's the best. And then the Pro come out and they're like, the graphics are the best, it doesn't matter about Xbox. And now Xbox is like now the daddy on graphics and power, and they're like, well, graphics don't really matter, it's all about the games. So they can't make their minds up. So, but then if a PlayStation Pro Plus come out with more power than the Scorpio, they'd be like, well, it's all about the graphics. And that's just winds me up. Just don't know why people just can't get on and like every system and enjoy it. It's just that they buy one system and say, well, I'm not going to buy anything else. So they miss out on so many good exclusives. I mean, I don't buy Xbox. You know what I mean? I don't buy Xbox just to play third party. I buy it because the online's great. And the first party titles are pretty good. And why have I got PlayStation? Because the first party titles and exclusives are excellent. And why do I buy Nintendo? Because the first party exclusives are excellent. I'm never going to buy third party games. I'm not going to buy Binding of Isaac or Assassin's Creed on the Switch unless I really wanted to take it on the go. But I don't really want to take Assassin's Creed on the go, so I'm never going to buy it for that. It's just for the exclusives. But everyone's, that light is so annoying. Everyone's after their exclusives, and they seem to be bitter and attacking each other to the point where they said about the Scorpio on Digital Foundry, about the specs, and then the dislike bar is just massive because it's all Sony people, it's all the Sony fanboys disliking it, and it's just, I just think it's childish. I don't get it. What do you guys think? Do you think it's childish? I mean, I've always been a gamer and I can't understand the dislike of another system. I can understand at the beginning the Xbox hate because of the way they went round with DRM, but they listened to the customer and they fixed that. If you want, I don't know if you saw that on there. I've got to be just had a blood test because of my medication. Anyway, I think that's it. I don't think there's any other pickups. No, I don't think there is. I don't know. But yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching. And there may be something at the weekend in the boot sale variety, depending on the weather. I think the weather's going to be good. I may be travelling out and doing a boot sale. So that's if you've made it to the end of the video and not gone, this guy's boring as shit, and turned it off. But yeah, there may be a boot sale video up this weekend because I'm going to travel to one quite far away. See how it goes. It may be good, it may not. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.